Each week, more than 14 million viewers tune in to watch Wednesday night's #1 crime drama, Criminal Minds, right here on CBS. Thomas Gibson stars as Special Agent Aaron Hotchner, who's an FBI profiler who examines the behavior of America's most twisted lawbreakers.
What do you think?
Two families, same night, mysterious deaths. Doesn't happen every day.
A gas leak at the Fagan house, and at the other, fire suspected to be set by Mr. Cosenza to cover the murder-suicide.
Well, I know the investigators reported that, but it doesn't fit with what I found. Cosenza family didn't have any smoke in their lungs.
Thomas Gibson, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's great to have you with us.
It's nice to be here.
This is the 6th season. You've been here since the very beginning.
I have been here since the the primeval days. Yes, it's true.
So when you came on at that point, obviously you always want your show to do well. You always hope that it'll be here for 6 seasons or even more. But do you think you could have anticipated the success and the following you have?
You never know. So I knew that the pilot was a great script, and we had a great group of people, and the potential is there in lots of shows, and nobody shows up to watch them. So we were, one of the things that we had going for us was I think expectations were reasonable for our show because we were up against this juggernaut in our schedule, and not only did we end up finding an audience, but we ended up beating the juggernaut by the end of the season. So we've built an audience, and they came to us and found something that they really hooked into. Well,
and there's more than one thing there to hook into, because there is, of course, the fascination with the investigation part of it.
And I always called it that it was Sherlock Holmes, sort of split into 6 or 7 pieces, because each of us has a different tack on which we, approach these investigations. So,
cool. And that's fascinating to watch that, how it all comes together. And we're clearly, as a country, we are into, crimes and how they're solved. But there's also a great personal connection that a lot of viewers have developed to the characters and those storylines.
Well, one of the things that Ed Bonero, our showrunner and executive producer for many years, always talked about was the idea of family, and that this is what people tune in to see, is that this family every week, and this family happens to be very good at solving these very, very twisted crimes. So that's one of the things that, and I think that the stories are universal. Unfortunately, these things happen all over the world, and you think that your neighbor down the street is a mild-mannered, nice guy who helped you with the groceries one day when he might.
He always seemed like such a nice man.
Exactly. Don't they say it almost all the time?
We say it a little too often, I think, in the news business.
Exactly.
But it's true. Your character suffered a great loss, though, and so this has been a big change for you. So now, after losing, your character lost his wife, as a single dad, and you're a dad yourself, that must have really, you have to really dig down deep for something like that. That's a painful role to play.
Yeah, it certainly is. It was a great opportunity to do some, some stuff that was tough but really satisfying as an actor. So, things that you can identify with, you can hook into, and we were, it was devastating, but it was satisfying in a kind of twisted way to work on.
Well, no, I think that would make sense. Though, but any actor, you want to be challenged a little bit, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And now, trying to keep all the balls in the air as a single dad, and as trying to run this team, and help solve these crimes as quickly as possible. It's the dynamic is still, and the sort of tension there is still fun to play.
You have a little bit of juggling on your own. After so many years, it's still fresh, which is nice. Yeah. You do a little juggling of your own in your personal life, because you work in LA, but you actually live in San Antonio, right?
I do. I wanted to make this as difficult as possible.
I was going to say, that's quite a commute, especially with the price of gas.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I think the fares are going up a little bit, aren't they? My wife and I, she grew up in San Antonio, and after a few years in Los Angeles, every job seemed to be taking me out of town. Our kids were really small, so we decided to make this move and see what happened. And of course, nothing will get you a job in LA faster than leaving. So
there you go.
We figured we'd work it out, and we're working it out. So fortunately, there were some nonstops that started right when the show began, and I've got a well-worn seat.
I was going to say that the flight crew knows you well.
They do. I think I could actually fly the route at this point.
Well, maybe in our next segment we'll talk about
another
that.
Career, right?
There you go.
Thanks.
Great to have you with us. Thanks
nice
for coming in this morning.
Thank you so much.
And again, you can catch Criminal Minds Wednesday night at 9, 8 Central, right here on CBS.